Hello, 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 and welcome to my second part of The Sims 4 Let's Play Hansel and Gretel. So, I actually had a little bit of a hiccup with this because I had the second part already done, and then I realized I wasn't recording it properly and I completely messed it up. So, it's gonna have jumped like 30 minutes of gameplay from the first part because I had to just record another part. So a few things happened in the lost footage. Oh, it's so sad. But here you can see they made some snowmen or snow women as well around the house. Um, Worst got sick, which was quite a headache. We had to take him to the vet, and unfortunately, we couldn't afford the expensive vet medicine. You can see he had these like rainbow poos, so that was great. Also, there looks like a murder scene. It's not, it's Hansel creating a mess, so that's quite creepy because it literally looks like a blood splat or something. So we're going to clean that up at some point, but it's been pretty hectic actually. The house is a mess. There's lots of Hansel mess everywhere and leftover food. The dog's dirty. It's like everything is going really kind of bad almost. But they're kind of happy overall, just messy at the moment, which is not what we want. So as well, I heard about this thing with sinks where people like myself were saying, why is my sim going to the bathroom to clean like plates and food and stuff? So I heard that the sims by default they go to whichever sink is most expensive in your house, and for some reason, your kitchen sink has a habit of being cheaper than your bathroom sink, so that's why they go to the bathroom. So I changed the sink at some point to try and avoid that because it's going to take a lot more time to walk upstairs and clean it in the bathroom, and it's just a bit weird to do that anyway. So yeah, I think I'm literally about to do that right now. um and yeah, so what else happened in the other part that was lost? Oh yeah, so there was this weird thing. I don't know if anybody knows about this, but I saw a Gretel doppelganger. So the kids were outside together, and then in the background there was literally a clone of Gretel. And I don't know, I think this is something to do with um, Sims being in your like library or something. I don't know how it works. I tried deleting because I had this happen with another family like before I was even recording. But I don't know if it's just a glitch or whatever, but it's weird, and I would like to get rid of it if possible. So if anybody knows how to stop that from happening or what it's about, let me know, because it's just a bit weird and immersion breaking. I don't really want to see clones of my family like walking around in the background. Um, and to make it that much more creepier, she was just sad and just like circling the house. So it was a bit like, what is going on? Anyway, other than that, I think Gretel was doing okay at school. I was hoping she was going to be like overachieving because I've been getting her. Oh wait, there she is. There's the doppelganger Gretel. You see her walking, looking sad outside. That's not the real Gretel. That's the alternate life Gretel. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway. So yeah, we had a lot going on in the first part. I mean, the lost part, but it was mostly just like chaos. Like Hansel was making a mess. The parents weren't disciplining him because they're literally just so unobservant. They were busy trying to do things like go to the bathroom because I was having a whole issue with the one bathroom thing. But anyway, we have here a rowdy crowd. I can barely see the text, which is unfortunate, but I remember what this was, and I just thought with the description, um, I knew that Carla was just going to be like, shut up. There's no way she was just going to pack up her gig and go home. So she did that, and it was a success, which was great because I don't know. I feel like why would anyone just be like, screw this, I'm going home. You gotta like mark your territory a bit in the entertainment industry. And we got that prompt there that Winterfest is coming, which is really cool. I guess that's going to probably be in the next part. Um, and I have done a Winterfest before on another play before I was recording, so I have a little idea of how it works. A little worried that we're not going to have much money to really do much with Winterfest, but hopefully we'll work it out, because you'll see later on. You'll see later on why I'm talking about a shortage of money, because right now it looks fine, but we'll get to that later. So I've preemptively got the attic decoration thing, because I know that's one of the basic things you need for pretty much any holiday. So I thought, oh yeah, I should probably just buy that already anyway. And yeah, the house is in a dire need of just a nice clean, and the dog needs a wash as well. I don't know if this is true, but I couldn't get Hansel to wash the dog in the bath because maybe because he's a child, which seems like a shame. So I had to have Carla do it later. But let me know if kids can wash dogs, if I'm just doing it wrong, or I don't know. Probably not. Maybe they can't. But yeah, poor Worst is really looking like neglected and like just in a bad way, like dirty with this cone on his head, and it's just like, oh, I feel really bad. It was really sad and kind of like one of those real life moments where when we took him to the vet, and I was presented with the choices, it was like pay nothing and he'll remain sick, which was like, well, why would you take him to the vet unless you're going to do something about it? And then the second option was like cheap but uncomfortable medicine, and then the best one was like spend the most and is going to be like better straight away and happy. And unfortunately at that time I didn't even have enough, even if I wanted to pay for the expensive medicine. So it was like that scratching the back of your neck, like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to take the cheap option. So that was kind of sad, but he'll deal. And there's that creepy doppelganger Gretel, not Gettel, Gretel. If you saw her in the very back there, she's just kind of like circling the house, looking sad, which is really weird, and I don't know what that's about. So yeah, I'd really like to try and stop that because it's just weird. I don't really want them to interact with the doppelgangers because I don't want like another one of them in the relationship tab and all that stuff. But anyway, so I'm trying to have them bond a bit and have some fun, but they seem to be disagreeing on cupcakes. It's a very sensitive subject for Hansel. He is the biggest cupcake enthusiast, so if Gretel ever has anything negative to say about cupcakes, he's going to have something to say about it. But yeah, I kind of as well later on. I've never really played with kids on The Sims 4, so I didn't know about like home projects, which is coming up later, and I realised I don't have room in this house for home projects, like homework projects. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? You'll see later what I do, but it's not great. So anyway, we'll get to that. So yeah, as you can see, the house is looking a complete state. We've got mess everywhere, plate on the fireplace. It's just really gotten out of hand. Rotten food on the counter, dirty plates on the table. It's just, this is so not what I was planning with this. But I guess it's kind of funny. They're a small household and they're living a busy, hectic life. So I guess these things happen in real life sometimes, don't they? You just have a lot of cleaning build up, so you just have to deal with it at some point. But that was the other thing I just remembered that happened in the Lost part. This will probably be my last reference to the Lost part because it's lost, so I have to get over it. But I didn't know either, but I had Carla make beans as a meal, and then they were just all farting, like all the time farting and laughing together, and it was so cute and funny, and it was really sad in particular to lose that because that was a kind of genuine first time reaction for me with that, and it was really just quite cute and funny. So yeah, but I'll probably have them eat more beans just for a recreation of that. Um, oh, and Rosina, of all people, called one of the parents and invited them to a bear club, which again, I was like, bear club? There are bear clubs in The Sims? Is that referring to what I think it's referring to? Or I have no idea. But it was very funny to me, at least. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is where I'm realizing about the whole homework projects thing. I'm like, Jesus, this thing's massive. It's a little cardboard box, and look how many squares that's taking up. I have nowhere in the house to put this. It's not going to fit in the bedroom. It's not going to fit in the living room area anywhere. So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? Like, and it's winter, so the idea of them doing this outside in the winter is just a bit like cool child services on these parents because you can't really have your kids doing their projects in the snow, in the cold, outside. Although, as you're going to see, I may actually be doing that for a little bit because we had to do something and I wanted to see what it was like doing a project anyway. So I kind of fumbled here and I made them do their homework completely apart from each other, which seems like a shame. Maybe they could have been helping or each other or something. But of course, Gretel's finished hers already. She's doing good. She's like happy with what she's done. And Hansel's still struggling a bit upstairs. I don't think he even did his first homework from the first day of school. So he's got some catching up to do. But of course, there he is playing with his toys. I really like this animation they do, showing their like imagination. I think that's really cute. And Gretel started cleaning up herself, which I thought was like so. It kind of sad in a way, but also surprisingly how I would expect her to be in character because she got plus responsibility there, I believe, and that she's meant to be this sort of responsible one and the sort of well, the child prodigy genius, so she's a little bit like hardworking and maybe a little bit like, oh, this is messy, I need to clean it because these idiots have left a mess around. So, yeah, I'm hoping she's not going to become like the house doormat at all because Hansel should be told off at some point the next time he makes a mess and made to clean it up himself. But at the same time, it's kind of fitting for him to be a bit of a crazy wild child because that's his nature. He's just a bit more wacky than Gretel. But yeah, they're having a nice little bonding moment here whilst Ludwig's eating his dinner. Although it was a bit of a struggle juggling all of their needs at the same time, I was quite surprised to say. Especially with the one bathroom thing was really creating an issue because I only have a bath and they seem to take ages in the bath. I mean, I love a long bath myself, I totally get it. But when you're living with 4 people and you only have one bathroom and one bath, you need to speed it up. You need to be like pits and I'm not going to say the rest, but basically the essentials, get yourself smelling fresh and clean and then get out for someone else. So here I was like, okay, Ludwig's actually going to step up and start being a bit more responsible and clean a bit himself too. Because poor Gretel, she needs to chill out, she needs to read a book because she loves books, have a bit of fun herself. And I think Carla did really well at work. I don't know, I think I might have missed it, but I think one of them might have got a promotion. And now Carla actually plays some decent tunes, so that was a huge relief. I got her. That was something that was going on. I said I wasn't going to mention it last time. In the Lost chapter, she was skilling up a lot. So I think she's like level 5 creativity now or something, which is pretty good. But yeah, the house is starting to finally look a little bit cleaner. Saying that those dirty bowls are still on the table since the beginning of this episode, so I tell a lie really. But yeah, this whole bathroom thing becomes a real issue. So what I end up doing off camera, which will be shown in the next part anyway, is I build an extension to the house because we got a bit of money, and although clearly I'm not good at managing the money, I spent almost all of it building this extension because I thought we need a downstairs toilet. And another thing, I feel like whilst they did Um, the couple did allow the toilet together in the same room. Um, I think he still gets a bit uncomfortable by it. So I thought, like, come on, a lot of couples are fine with, you know, doing that in front of each other. Maybe not everyone, but yeah. Anyway, at least they can. But Hansel got embarrassed at one point when I think Gretel walked in on him in the toilet, which is fair enough. It's your sister, so that's a bit different. But anyway, I interrupted myself. The extension, we needed like a downstairs toilet. I literally just wanted like a toilet and a sink in there, but what I end up doing is just pinching the toilet from upstairs and putting it down there so that people can have a bath or use the toilet separately. And later on, I'll be able to buy a second toilet when they have a bit more money, because building those walls and all that was more expensive than I realized, so that was a bit of an oversight. But the other room, because it's like two rooms that get added, is a kind of playroom, I guess. It's where I intended to put the school projects. So I was considering like putting the dining room table in that room and moving the school projects into this area, but I thought I quite like where the table is now, and yeah, it'd just be some side room that's like a den or whatever. Like a yeah. So it's really bare bones at the moment. You'll see in the next part. It's like I think I didn't even have enough money for a light in the toilet. How sad is that? But we're gonna get some more money, and hopefully we'll have lights everywhere and money for Winterfest in the next part. But that's next part's problem, not this part. So I think as well, at some point, some of the cleaning will finally get done and the house will look presentable again. I discovered this set table feature, which seemed really like a cute little detail that I've never seen before. So I was having Gretel set the table whilst Carla was making dinner for everyone. Although people have been sort of eating sporadically throughout the play, because when a sim gets hungry, they're just going to help themselves to the fridge. They don't think about, oh, someone's going to be making dinner for me in like 2 minutes. They're like, no, I'm just going to grab something and, you know, mess everything up. So that's fine. I think Hansel's actually eating his dad's leftovers, which is questionable, but something he would probably do actually. So there you go. Gretel cleaning. Oh, poor girl. She needs to. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of parents might encourage their kids to clean up, well, more so after themselves and not after everyone. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and make sure that she's not just cleaning up after everybody, because that's a bit unfair. But yeah, I thought Hansel's actually going to have some dinner that Carla cooked and not just his dad's leftovers. So he's really picking out a bit at the moment, which is quite in character for him. Um, and I think Carla is going to be playing the piano soon, because we just, again, we want to keep her creativity up. We want her to be getting promotions as quick as possible so that we can keep that money coming in, because I'm not doing good at saving the money at all. But I think with a little extension, I can't really see huge amounts of more building we're going to need to do. So once we have a bit of a buffer, we can upgrade stuff in the house, because I think the toilet broke at one point and I just had to pay to replace it because it was the only toilet in the house and Gretel needed to go, so it was like, ugh, I'm just literally going to have to replace this right away. No one has any handy skill, so that was a bit annoying, but the cheap toilets break quickly and more often, I think. So yeah, ideally we can buy some better toilets at some point. Oh, and this is when I realised that when they finished homework, they actually keep it in their inventory. I kept trying to get her to take her homework out and do it, and I was like, oh, she's already done it, and she's just kept a completed homework in her inventory. So that was a learning thing. I think in the older ones, when you finished homework, it would just kind of disappear, to kind of make it easy for you to know you don't have anything left to do, I guess. But in this one, they kind of keep it so that they take it to school, I guess. Anyway, so as you can hear, Carla is playing a lot better than the first part, which is very nice. And here is the questionable parenting coming into play again. So we've got the kids doing their projects outside, and it was kind of cool though that they have options on how to do it. So as you're going to see, Gretel's doing it carefully, and she's got like a little tools out, and she's like doing it all precisely, and Hansel's just like smashing smashing it like a little barbarian or something. I don't know. He's like, I think it's going to show it now. Oh, and Worst. This was really cute when Worst just came out and started taking a nap next to Hansel. Yeah, there we go. He's just punching it. Like, what are you doing? Why are you punching your project? And it's even more creepy just having this mess next to his that just really does look like a blood splat with the snow and the lighting and everything. So at some point that does get cleaned up. But yeah. The house, of course, again, we got some mess in the bathroom because, go figure, 2 kids and absent-minded parents, and there's going to be a mess around the house. So hopefully it'll be a bit cleaner for the Christmas Winterfest thing, and they'll have a nice sort of like family get-together moment. Although I don't know where I'm going to put a Christmas tree or a Winterfest tree. Yeah, I'm not seeing an obvious place to fit it anywhere. Okay, that's a problem for the next episode anyway. But yeah, Hansel like almost immediately needed to go to the bathroom after starting his homework. So he was like, screw this, I'm going. And Gretel's still carrying on and finishing what she's doing. I think as well, I was considering there building a wall for the kitchen to separate it just a little bit more, because I guess in a house like this you probably wouldn't be so open plan as it is, but then it was just like, okay, this is just more money to spend on a detail that's not super important right now. So I think later on I'll probably put a wall to divide the kitchen from the rest and put like a door. But yeah, this was where everyone was just starting to get a bit tired and need to wind down. But I really wanted Gretel to try and finish her project because we want her to be that overachiever that she is, and she really wants to do well anyway. Carla's done really well with the piano. Like, Ludwig's been pretty absent for ages now. He just was like, his needs were all over the place. I think he needed to go to the bathroom, the toilet, and sleep. So I think he's pretty much just done that. But yeah, thankfully, Carla was really happy after work with how well it went with telling those loud customers to be quiet. So she's come home quite happy, even with her needs starting to go down now, and she's been able to be quite productive, and I think she's even going to clean up a bit as well, which is good. But yeah, this is really awkward to see, like, Gretel in the dark by herself, coughing even as well, doing her homework outside. So I knew, seeing that in this part, that I just didn't really want that to carry on in this way. So I knew I kind of needed to build that extension because I wasn't going to be able to fit these massive projects anywhere else. So yeah, Gretel did end up being the one to clean, go figure. It's kind of weird, like, pushing this sort of squeegee mop in snow. Just, yeah, very weird. But oh, and of course the Sims love to just take naps instead of go to bed like normal people. Like, let's nap on the sofa downstairs when we've got a comfy double bed upstairs. Real smart. Anyway, so I think Gretel does the last of the cleaning up here because the house is finally looking like back to normal again now. And then she's going to go to bed shortly soon as well. I think everyone's just kind of winding down and going to sleep. So that's really good. But Worst is finally also looking better. He's had a bath, food down, so his needs are kind of more in check now. There's something interesting because you can't, as far as I know, just check what your pet's needs are, so you just have to kind of work it out by itself a little bit. And this was cute. She was like looking at the easel like, this is kind of cool. Yeah, here's the broken toilet moment and the dirty bath, and I was just like, just when I thought everything was looking good, and then the bathroom was looking like a complete pigsty. So yeah, we just had to cough up for the toilet because poor Gretel, she needed to go, and it was like, no way is she not going to be able to go to the toilet when everyone else has gone to bed. So yeah, I had to just pay for that. Um, and yeah, soon this part's going to be wrapping up, but in the next part will probably be Winterfest. Maybe we're going to have a part with Rosina soon as well, like actually playing in our house, and getting to know her a little bit and how she's going to be involved in this story. But probably after Winterfest, she'll be showing up. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and please do like, comment, subscribe if you liked what you saw. We're going to be carrying on with more parts and seeing how this all goes. So I hope you stay safe and healthy, and see you in the next part. Bye bye.